angels gave them communion.
Well, true. But yes and no. Right. The angel of Fatima, the angel of Portugal appeared to them in 1916 and gave them communion. Did he actually give them communion, or did he simply hold the host in front of them and teach them the prayer of adoration?
They gave them communion.
I believe it's written that he gave them communion.
Right. Yeah. True, but I mean, the Eucharist is called the bread of angels, but technically speaking, most theologians would probably argue that it wasn't Holy Communion. Because Holy Communion, not to sound too arrogant or something, but priests can do things angels can't, and that is confect the Eucharist and forgive sins. So it could have been Holy Communion, because our Lord can do whatever he wants. But it could have been a type of like symbolic communion or something, but not actually the real presence of Jesus, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ.
No, we don't have that right to say whether it is or it is not, because it is written there that it was the angel that gave the
Right.
communion. We can't come and say, oh, it's not. No.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue the point. I'm just saying Thomas Aquinas would probably agree with me, that's all. It's just basically angels desire to receive Holy Communion and can't because they don't have bodies. The Holy Communion is the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ. It's not a spiritual communion. So I'm not arguing that the angel did or didn't, but it's probably something else. When we look at apparitions affect us in such a way that they could be real, or they could be simply what Thomas Aquinas would say, something that affects our senses, meaning it could have materiality to it and the appearance of something, but it could also simply not be there in reality. Meaning when Our Lady appears to someone, and she's speaking to us, and she appears to us, and she says things to us, it's basically God is acting on our senses, on our five senses. And it's kind of like the same way that dreams affect us, that God simply creates what's called phantasms in our imagination to make us see things, to communicate things to us directly. So, when St. Paul says that Christ appeared to him, the church understands that as Jesus himself really appearing to Paul, as coming in the flesh and talking to him like I'm talking to you. And hence he's called an apostle because he actually did see Jesus. But if I told you tomorrow morning that Jesus appeared to me last night in my room and talked to me, the church doesn't say that I'm an apostle. The church says Jesus created phantasms in your mind to make you see things and hear things that it looked like he appeared to you and talked with you. That's the difference. And the same thing we could argue is with the angel of Fatima. So anyway, at least hypothetically, they didn't receive Holy Communion. And what I'm trying to say is actually even far grander, that it's not the Eucharist that makes us saints. It's the desire of the Eucharist that makes us saints. Simply desiring Christ and desiring that thirst is what makes us saints, even if we don't receive Him. Amazing but true.